Hey guys, about 6 months ago today, which is also 26 weeks ago, since this year is a leap year, I started up my channel to share my love of animation with you guys. And today, I have for you guys a special surprise. But before we get into that, I'd like to take a moment to reflect on everything I've done with my channel so far. Yep, some good times. Well, we still have 26 weeks and 2 days left until the 1-year anniversary special. Now I'm planning something special for it. But to give you all a hint of what that might be, let me share with you that surprise I mentioned earlier. After I made my video showing how Dillon Wright's critique improved my animation greatly, I shared the link to that video with him. Then one thing led to another, and bada bing bada boom, he sent me proof of concept copies of his new Animation Legacy series. He even gave me this note. It says, "Here you go, Dillon. Hope they are of use to you. Best wishes, Tony." I'll keep this as a memorabilia. Anyway, the Animation Legacy series is a self-published book series by Dillon Wright, and each book goes over different things about animation. And on top of that, he signed each and every one of these 4 books, making them even more special. Also, before we get started on this review, I want to say a special thank you to Dillon Wright for sending me these books. Words couldn't possibly describe how grateful I am. If you guys haven't bought any of his books yet, do it, because they're as good as going to college for animation. And if you haven't checked out his app Drawtastic yet, I encourage you to do so. Just go to drawtastic.mvt.so, then on the share button of the Safari app, find the option that says add to home screen, then the website becomes an app. Go check it out, share it with your friends, your family, anything to get the word out about this app. First, let's talk about the first book, the Animation Student Guidebook. This book gives you advice on how you can be prepared to get your first job in animation. It stresses the value of internship opportunities, making your demo reel as good as it can possibly be. It goes over the different ways you can get a job in animation. It even talks about an old studio tradition where people can become apprentices for the master big-name animators, which is something that would ensure the studio's future. But unfortunately, the apprenticeship system has faded away. Why? Bring it back, animation industry! The second book, A History of Animation Workbook, goes over the history of animation in the perspective of Dillon Wright, something that can also be seen in his short Endangered Species. Not only does it talk about how Walt Disney's contributions to animation changed the industry, it also gives us some insight on the pre-Disney days, with Winsor McKay's Gertie the Dinosaur, with the Fleischer Studio being the primary parts of that story. It even goes over the heartless decision Michael Eisner made to shut down the Florida Disney Studio back in the early 2000s. Even going so far as to say 2D animation is dead. If it really was dead, why are there so many people clamoring for it to be mainstream again? Could it be that Eisner's decision ruined animated movies during that time period? By causing the other studios to use cruddy generic imagery, or CGI, for their animated movies? The third book, Walking the Walk, goes over 5 different walk actions that every animator should know. The generic walk, the double bounce walk, the sneak walk, the limp walk, and the sad walk. Oh, and the front walk, too. Okay, so there's technically 6 walks, but the front one is basically the generic walk in a front view. In the back of the book, there's a flip book animation of a walk cycle. I think it'd be better for you to see it yourself if you own the book. This whole concept of a flip book inside of an animation book is something that only The Illusion of Life and creating animated cartoons with character have done, specifically in the corners of each respective book. Frankly, I say that this book should be in your animator's toolkit, along with the Animator Survival Kit and Character Animation Crash Course. The fourth book, 2D or not 2D. And it teaches you how you can do hand-drawn animation, whether it be done the old-fashioned way with paper, pencils, and an animation disc, or the new-fashioned way with digital tablets, styluses, animation software. Just like the previous book, it has animated flipbook segments, one for a bouncing ball, and another replicating a particular animation from Steamboat Willie. While it doesn't endorse any particular animation software, it does reference Rough Animator as a good choice. While there are currently only 4 books in the Animation Legacy series so far, I predict that more will come in the future. I say these books are worth a look if you're wanting to know a particular subject in animation. Again, thank you, Tony, for sending me these books. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you have an idea of what the 1-year anniversary special will be about, feel free to share in the comments. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.